Hey guys, it has been a hot minute. It's hautecouturecrossing, and today I am going to be reacting to the new Animal Crossing New Horizons Nintendo Direct that came out about 3 days ago. I will be honest, I have not really felt like uploading in it's been like 10 months, I want to say. But recently, I've kind of started checking in a little more about the new Switch game, and I found out it was coming in March. So I was like, well, I might as well prepare a little bit before the game comes out, because I am planning on getting the game, and I am planning on filming it and playing and making videos. So I figured I would just do a quick reaction to the new Direct that came out and just kind of give some of my thoughts on some of the new features that they kind of gave away. So let's start.
Thank you for choosing the Deserted Island Getaway Package.
Okay, I'm gonna stop right here. Just because I've seen a lot of people commenting on the airplane in the bottom right, the town flag, and then also the Dodo Airlines. And a lot of people have been speculating that the animal or person who's running it is going to be a dodo, which wouldn't surprise me. So yeah, it's kind of exciting to see what it looks like when you first arrived on the island. So
A laid-back, relaxing time and a haven of nature awaits. For you and the other folks participating in the Getaway Package, the time's come to get into the groove of deserted island life. It may be a deserted island, but the resident services building at its center is here to support your needs.
I like the idea of this. I think obviously the more that you work on your town, the more will be added to this. But it's kind of nice just to kind of have everything in one area, and you don't have to run around, to different areas of your town or even to the city, like in New Leaf. So I think that this is a pretty good idea. Yeah, and as you can kind of see, people have been commenting oh, this looks like it's blocked off at first, and there's also 4 birds, so
there's nothing to worry about. For starters, we'll provide you with a tent. Please select the spot where you'd like it set up.
Another thing, I like how you can finally put tents and probably houses on the beach without the need to hack. And even if you have a house on the beach, it usually would clip and it wouldn't look right. So I'm glad that they finally added this to the game.
Oh, and there's something else. We'd like to offer you an original Nook Nook Phone.
I like this idea too, and it's interesting to see kind of how they incorporated some of the main focal ideas of Pocket Camp, such as obviously this trailer shows off the crafting, but also sort of the phone aspect, which is nice.
It comes pre-installed with a variety of apps for all your deserted island needs, including recipes for crafting tools and for
Another thing, if you go back, there was an icon for QR codes, so that's also something that I'm really looking forward to. And even like in crafting, you can see like how much space it's gonna take up if you drop it. It's
Furniture.
I love this.
Let's start by crafting an axe. We're going to need some materials, like branches.
Okay, this is gonna take some getting used to. I know I'm stopping a lot, but the gathering materials, there were sort of aspects of that in earlier games, but since this is such a focal point or such like a main kind of idea that this game is bringing to light, it's interesting to see how you have to collect items, or even just like chopping down trees or using the axe like you're not actually chopping down a tree. It's weird. It'll take some getting used to, but I do think it's a smart idea.
And stones. Then we'll head to resident services and use the workbench.
I like this idea.
Nicely done. You can use the tools you craft to acquire new materials, like this. And with those, you can craft more items. Feel free to place furniture inside or outside.
This is one of the main things that I'm super excited for, and I'm sure most people are super excited for, just because now that we can actually place items outside, it's going to really diversify our towns, especially because I don't know if they're doing public work projects or how that's going to work, but just especially being able to place stuff like campfires or just like anything now outside of our houses, it's really going to kind of bring the town together. So if you're like you don't, it's not like an Animal Crossing, like where if you wanted a fire you didn't have to just have a bonfire, or you had to have one, or like if you wanted seats around it, you had to have either tree stumps or you had to have the log bench public works project. But now like you can really kind of change up like what you want to do. And also I think when he moves,
you can fine-tune the arrangement.
like right there, it's moving in half spaces like Happy Home Designer, and I know they've mentioned that before, but that's also very nice because then you kind of have more space inside and out to put things. So
that the decor expresses your style, and you can fully
also I'm just gonna go
the arrangement so that the decor expresses.
Do you see right here, it looks like Timmy, I don't remember if that's Timmy or Tommy, but it looks like they're actually walking around outside of that main square. So I'm wondering if in this game you can actually see some of them just kind of wandering around at certain times, or what that is, or what. I don't know.
Your style, and you can fully enjoy the deserted island life.
I'm just so
Let's
excited
head
for this
back
game.
to resident services. Here we sell tools and furniture. We also buy your unwanted items, including any weeds you
I've seen so many memes about this.
remove, as part of our island cleanup plan. In addition to the usual in-game currency, bells, you can also earn Nook Miles through the Nook Mileage program.
See, I forget if after this part if they talk about what the miles do, but I'm interested if they don't, like what you can actually use them for.
You can exchange your miles for special items and recipes.
Oh. Yeah, they say. Anyway, well, that's the answer.
You'll earn miles through a host of activities on the island, so be sure to take advantage of this program. There are many ways to experience the joys of life on a deserted island.
Okay, can we just talk? I'm gonna pause. Can we just
fishing?
talk about the river and the water in general? It looks so much nicer than previous games, and like the graphics, even though I know people are like, well, it's not up to par to the Mario Kart 8 graphics, That was probably like that would have been amazing if those were the kind of graphics you were seeing in Animal Crossing. But I do think that these updated graphics are actually, they do a lot, but they also kind of stay in line with the art style that previous games have had, so that's good.
Catch some bugs. Tend to flowers.
And also, I like the ideas of these flowers where if you can just pick them and the actual flower won't go away, like they'll regrow. So that kind of like, if people had problems with players stealing flowers, or if they ran and then, they ran over a flower and then it, disappeared, that was always kind of an annoying issue people could have. So this is nice. It kind of solves it. Also, I'm going to direct your attention right here. I was kind of wondering if you can actually craft your own workbenches to set around the town. I was kind of wondering that, and it looks like this might be, you actually can. And another thing is, it looks like you can set, like items on like these benches, sort of like Happy Home Designer. So I'm super excited because you can do so much with these new concepts.
And pick them to make a garland.
I love the garland too.
Thanks to crafting, even weeds have their uses. A vaulting pole makes it easy to quickly cross a river.
The vaulting pole is a little odd to me. I see why they added it in, but I don't know, it's just an odd tool to have, I guess. But then again, it kind of makes me wonder how we're going to get bridges for the rivers, or if we will. I'm sure we will. I'm sure we have to craft them, but it is kind of like a nice idea where you don't necessarily always have to run, to like a specific part of your town where you have a bridge built and you can just kind of cross a river wherever. It's nice.
A nutritious snack will help you shovel up a tree in no time.
This is a really odd concept.
Plant it somewhere else to change things up in that corner of
Also, Butch sitting in the
the island.
Okay, but I do like the concept of just being able to move entire trees without having to fully regrow them. It's nice, so then you don't have to wait 3 or 4 days just to have a tree fully grow, and you can just kind of move them around if you need to, and it's not too much of a hassle. It's a little odd, unrealistic, but I shouldn't really be, it's not a complaint. But it's probably going to be a nice feature to have in the long run, especially if you are pretty into landscaping your town, and putting trees in specific spots. It's probably going to be very nice. And it also kind of brings a new use to fruit, because fruit really wasn't that useful. More just for planting trees, and or if a villager asked for fruit for a favor, which was kind of few and far between. So now this actually kind of gives fruit a better use in the game. You actually would want to collect fruit. It would give me a more incentive to collect fruit, because then, if I need to move a tree, I have fruit available. But, so it gives it a better use.
The scenery changes with the time and weather. There will be sunshine, cloudy days, rainfall, and enough wind to shake the trees.
I love the concept of wind. It's not really been a part of the game. And now, you can just see the trees actually moving with the wind and the weeds, and I just think it's a really nice addition to the game. It's minute, but it makes a big difference in the atmosphere.
Depending on
this frame right here is beautiful. The sky has been a big thing I've seen people commenting on, and I agree, this is beautiful. I am just so excited to play this game.
On the time of day and the season, you'll encounter different creatures to catch too.
Another thing, the backpacks being a new accessory is something I'm super excited about because we haven't really had new accessories since socks.
Sociable types who live together on the same island
I also
can play
really like
simultaneously, up to 4 players at a time on one system.
And I know you can have up to 8 players on living on your island, and also in the multiplayer, which is coming up after this. Very exciting. I am super glad that you can have more people living on your island.
We hope you enjoy living together and working together in the same space. With a local wireless or internet connection, you can travel to another player's island for a total of 8 players in one visit.
This is going to get hectic, though. I can see if you have 8 people on one island. I mean, it seems like they've kind of gotten rid of some of the things that people would do to mess with other people's towns, but still, it's just going to be hectic if you have like 7 other people, but it's a cool idea.
The whole scene feels meant to be. Why not snap a photo with everyone and make it a lasting memory? How's Deserted Island life looking? What we've shown you here today is truly just the beginning. There's so much more waiting.
That giant mushroom freaks me out, by the way. If I ever see that in my town, I might have to move.
To be discovered.
This winter scene is also beautiful. And also, it looks like right here they're actually having a conversation. So I'm wondering if villagers talking amongst each other is going to be a more common occurrence than it was in other games, which would be really nice to actually see.
Many activities, animals.
And then I love like the wreaths. I've seen a lot of those. I'm super excited for those too because it's a new addition to kind of accessorize your house. I don't know.
To encounter and more calling to you from the island. We can't wait for you to.
This is also very exciting. Being able to actually make your own dirt paths without having to meticulously run or hack, and even just like the rounded edges is great. It's going to be way easier to make those for nature-themed towns, or even if you just wanted like a place in your town where you wanted like natural paths, it's going to be way easier than ever before.
To experience the Nook Inc. Deserted Island Getaway Package.
I also like these docks. Okay, so in conclusion, seeing this trailer along with the footage from E3, I know people have been saying that there have been a couple of things that have changed or kind of improved since the E3 footage, and I did watch that, and I do agree. Yeah, I'm just super excited, but I'm a little sad that I have to wait until March, but it's worth the wait, I would say, because, they're really going to put in the final touches to this game to make sure that it's up to everybody's standards and that it's about as perfect as it can be. One thing I want to say, this is just for the channel, like I said in the beginning, I am planning on filming videos for this game, and with that, I'm going to try to film a couple of videos here and there. I am pretty busy right now with schoolwork and everything, so it can be a little difficult. But one thing I do want to do is finish my New Leaf Town before this game comes out, just so I can kind of, actually create and finish a town. And like landscape it and everything in New Leaf before this new game comes out, because obviously I kind of know once this New Horizons comes out, I'm probably not going to be playing New Leaf that much, if at all. So, I kind of just want to give it the time that it deserves before March. So anyway, so if you guys have any other suggestions of videos or things that even I should react to or just kind of give my opinion on, please let me know in the comments. I am sorry for being so inactive. I will try my hardest to not be doing that too often. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!